Welcome back to River Funsies. On this episode, we're going to look at the Outdoor Annual app, and in particular, we'll be focusing on how it will be used for and have information about freshwater fishing in the state of Texas. So it's good to go ahead and download this app as soon as you get the chance, because this year the state will not be printing paper outdoor annuals that give you the different rules or regulations for hunting and fishing. I think they found it was more affordable just to update the app instead of printing out the outdoor annuals, and usually you could find those at most places that sold hunting licenses. So now's the time before hunting season begins to get it, take a look at it, understand where the information is that you want to use, and that's important because you don't want to get sideways with a game warden. You want to know the rules and regulations, and it's a free app. It also has a lot of features that are available offline if you're away from Wi-Fi or any kind of internet connection, so that's important. And once you open up the app, once you've downloaded it, we're going to go to the fishing section, and we're going to look at freshwater fishing. And it's important to know where to fish. The state has a lot of public areas for people to fish. Looks to be over 1,000. And here's the map of the state of Texas and all the different areas that the state has set aside to allow people to fish. They've even gone so far as to lease access points from private property owners to allow people to access rivers or lakes. And they're all there available for you to take advantage of. So, exploring the map a little bit, you want to zoom in to the different areas and see how many fishing spots are in these different areas. The Valley only has 2. And you can zoom in and see what kind of special fishing restrictions apply to this particular area. And a lot of the areas will have their own special rules. Some, if they don't have any particular special rules, will use the statewide limits. So be sure to familiarize yourself with the different limits for the different fish that are available, and the app will also show you not only the limits but pictures of the different fish, so you can determine what it is that you've caught. There's a few fish that do look very similar, so it's good to be able to tell them apart and not get stuck with the wrong fish or throw back a fish that you could potentially keep. All this app is geared towards is keeping you out of trouble with the game warden. For example, you don't want to catch a paddlefish and keep it. You'd be in big trouble. And ignorance is no excuse when it comes to the rules and regulations of wildlife in the state of Texas. My advice is just to be completely honest every time you have an interaction with the game warden, so that interaction can be a positive one. Instead of you being written a ticket, as I've mentioned in other videos, you can ask them what other people are catching or what's a good bait to use. They can be helpful, and you also want to make sure you get your license if it's required for where you're fishing. You can also get that with the app. In state parks, you don't need to have a fishing license to fish there, but most places you do. And there's, I think, one day over the course of the year it's not required to have a fishing license, but you certainly want to have one just in case. So there's many different types of and varieties of sunfish in particular, but also bass. So the app is not going to be very helpful with breaking down the different types of bass and sunfish. But on your own, you might want to do some research and find out the different hybrids, what they're called, the size records for certain water bodies, because you might have a record in your hands and just not be able to identify it because there's so many different types. And it's also good to know the different fish, so you know how to catch them and where to look for them. So download the app. There's a lot of information in it. It also works offline in case you're away from a Wi-Fi area, and because it's going to be your only source of information this year, because they won't be having the outdoor annual printed out. So have a good one, and please subscribe.